Leonardo DiCaprio's story begins far from the red carpets and flashing cameras that would later define his life. Born in Los Angeles in 1974, he grew up in a modest neighborhood in East Hollywood during a time when the area was far from glamorous. Raised primarily by his mother, Irmelin DiCaprio, he witnessed firsthand how hard she worked to provide stability and opportunity for him. She often took him across the city to auditions, sometimes relying on multiple bus rides to get there. Those long trips shaped his determination early in life. DiCaprio has often spoken about how watching his mother's resilience inspired him to work harder than most children his age. Acting began not as a dream of fame, but as a path toward a better future. In many ways, the discipline and ambition that defined his later career were formed during those challenging early years. Learning persistence in a competitive industry. Breaking into the entertainment industry as a child actor was far from easy. Like many young performers, DiCaprio faced constant rejection. Casting rooms were crowded with hopeful kids who all wanted the same opportunity, and hearing "we'll call you" rarely meant a callback. Still, he kept showing up. His early work included commercials and small television roles that helped him gain experience, but didn't immediately bring recognition. The support of his family kept him grounded through these difficult years. Rather than seeing rejection as failure, he learned to treat it as part of the process. That persistence slowly began to pay off. Small television appearances eventually led to more consistent work. These formative experiences taught DiCaprio a lesson that would guide his entire career. Success in acting isn't just about talent, it's about patience, resilience, and the willingness to keep trying when opportunities seem scarce. The first glimpse of serious recognition. In the early 1990s, DiCaprio began moving beyond small television roles. A recurring role on the sitcom Growing Pains introduced him to a broader audience and helped establish him as a young talent in Hollywood. However, his real breakthrough came in film. In 1993, he appeared alongside Robert De Niro in This Boy's Life, delivering a performance that caught critics' attention. That same year, his role in What's Eating Gilbert Grape showed a remarkable depth for someone so young. Playing a character with developmental challenges required sensitivity and dedication, and his performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor at just 19 years old. Although he didn't win, the nomination signaled something important. DiCaprio was no longer simply a promising young actor. He was becoming one of the most exciting talents of his generation. Becoming a global superstar, DiCaprio's career reached an entirely new level in 1997 with the release of Titanic, directed by James Cameron. The film became a global phenomenon and one of the highest-grossing movies in history. Practically overnight, DiCaprio became one of the most recognizable faces in the world. The success of Titanic brought admiration from millions of fans, but also an intense level of attention that few actors experience so early in their careers. Fame came with both opportunity and pressure. While audiences adored his role as Jack Dawson, DiCaprio himself felt the challenge of being seen as more than a romantic lead. He wanted to continue growing as an actor and avoid being limited to a single image. Navigating this moment required careful choices about future projects, because the next phase of his career would determine whether he remained a popular star or evolved into a respected artist. Choosing roles that challenge expectations. Following Titanic, DiCaprio intentionally pursued roles that allowed him to explore different sides of his acting ability. Rather than repeating the same type of character, he began working with directors known for ambitious storytelling. Films like The Beach and later collaborations helped him gradually reshape his public image. One of the most important turning points came when he began working with director Martin Scorsese. Their partnership started with Gangs of New York, and continued through several major films. Under Scorsese's guidance, DiCaprio embraced complex characters and emotionally demanding performances. These roles helped critics and audiences see him in a new light, not simply as a movie star, but as a dedicated performer, willing to push himself creatively. Over time, this approach strengthened his reputation and opened the door to some of the most memorable performances of his career. A long journey toward the Oscar. Despite widespread praise for his work, major awards remained elusive for many years. DiCaprio received several Academy Award nominations for performances in films such as The Aviator, Blood Diamond, and The Wolf of Wall Street. Each nomination reflected the respect he had earned from the film community, yet the coveted Oscar still seemed just out of reach. This became a frequent topic in media discussions and among fans, often turning into light-hearted internet jokes about when he might finally win. Through it all, DiCaprio continued focusing on the craft itself, rather than chasing recognition. His commitment to strong storytelling and collaboration with talented filmmakers remained consistent. The conversation around awards may have grown louder each year, but his performances demonstrated that his primary goal was always the work itself, the characters, the stories, and the opportunity to keep improving as an actor. A physically demanding role in The Revenant. In 2015, DiCaprio took on one of the most challenging roles of his career in The Revenant, directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu. The film required extensive filming in remote natural environments, often under harsh weather conditions. The story of survival demanded both physical endurance and emotional intensity from its cast. DiCaprio fully immersed himself in the role, spending long hours outdoors and performing scenes that required significant preparation and focus. When the film was released, critics praised the authenticity and power of his performance. Audiences could feel the determination and vulnerability he brought to the character. During the 2016 Academy Awards, DiCaprio finally received the Oscar for Best Actor. The moment marked the culmination of more than 2 decades of acclaimed performances and reaffirmed his place among the most respected actors in modern cinema. Using fame to support environmental causes, beyond acting, DiCaprio has devoted considerable time to environmental advocacy. In 1998, he founded the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, which supports projects focused on wildlife conservation, climate awareness, and environmental protection. Over the years, the foundation has funded initiatives around the world, supporting research, protecting ecosystems, and raising awareness about environmental challenges. DiCaprio has also produced documentaries that explore climate science and sustainability. His involvement demonstrates how public figures can use their influence to draw attention to global issues. While balancing activism and a high-profile career can be complex, his commitment to environmental causes has remained consistent for decades. For many supporters, this work represents an important part of his legacy, showing that the impact of a career in film can extend far beyond the screen. Life beyond the camera. Despite his fame, DiCaprio has generally kept much of his personal life private. Friends and colleagues often describe him as thoughtful, curious, and deeply invested in his work. Over the years, he has continued collaborating with some of the most respected filmmakers in the industry, appearing in projects such as Inception, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Killers of the Flower Moon. These roles reflect a career built on careful choices rather than constant visibility. DiCaprio typically selects projects that interest him creatively and socially, often spacing his films several years apart. This approach has allowed him to maintain both longevity and artistic credibility. While public attention inevitably follows someone of his stature, he has often emphasized the importance of focusing on meaningful work rather than simply staying in the spotlight. A career that continues to evolve today, Leonardo DiCaprio stands as one of the most influential actors of his generation. His filmography spans decades and includes collaborations with many of the most celebrated directors in cinema. From early dramatic performances to global blockbusters and thoughtful character studies, his career reflects both versatility and dedication. Beyond awards or box office numbers, DiCaprio's legacy is built on a consistent effort to challenge himself and contribute to meaningful storytelling. He has also used his platform to support causes that matter to him, reminding audiences that influence can be used for positive change. While the public often focuses on fame or achievements, his journey ultimately highlights something simpler. Success is not a single moment, but a long process of growth, resilience, and staying true to one's values.